Hello my lovelies, welcome to another video. I'm Miss Maite and I'm going to be teaching you how to make two different styles of face masks. Please decide which style you like most and follow the instructions on that one. So let's get started. For style 1 you will need a pipe cleaner, 2 elastics, a pen, some pins, your fabric, your pattern, a needle, some scissors, and your thread. Cut your pattern. Decide which fabric you want to be the front of your mask and which ones you want to be the inside of your mask. You're going to take your pattern and trace it on the fabric, and you want your fabric to be mirrored so that you can place them on top of each other, right sides together. Once you've done that with the main fabric, you're going to do the same with your lining fabric. Your lining fabric is the fabric that's going to go inside of your mask, so that's the part that's going to be touching your face. We are going to be using a back stitch to sew these fabrics together. Sew a few stitches in the same spot to secure your stitches in place. There are two methods to do the back stitch. The first method is a scoop up fabric method. So you put your needle in the fabric and then you will poke your needle ahead, and it's kind of like you're scooping up fabric from underneath. Show you that one more time. Poke your needle through and then you're going to poke it a little bit ahead and then you're going to pull through, and instead of stitching forward you're going to stitch backwards. So that's what a back stitch is. There's a second method to this. It's called the stabbing method. So instead of scooping up fabric from underneath, you're just going to stick your needle a few centimeters away from the stitch you just did, and then you're going to stab your needle back into the stitch that you just created. So those are the two methods for back stitching. Choose whichever one you feel the most comfortable with and go ahead and sew along the curvature of your face mask using the back stitch. If it makes it easier on you, please use a pen and draw a line along the seam so that you know where to stitch. You're going to want to do this on your main fabric and your lining fabric. Once you sew both of them, you want to take some scissors and cut some slits along the curvature of your face mask. Make sure not to cut into your sewing. The reason why we do this is because it helps with the movement of the face mask. It helps it not be so stiff. So you want to take both of your fabrics and you want to place them together, right sides together, so that they're touching. And you're just going to drape them over. and then you're going to line up the fabrics and pin them in place. Go ahead and pin all 4 sides. Use the back stitch to sew along the top and the bottom of your face mask. Take your time and make sure your stitches are consistent. If it makes it easier on you, you can take a pen and draw your line to use as your guideline. Remember to do a few stitches in the same spot at the beginning of your sewing and at the end of your sewing to secure your stitches, and that way your face mask won't fall apart. Once you finish stitching the top and bottom part of your face mask, we're going to take the pipe cleaner and measure it to the nose portion of the face mask and cut it to size. Blanket stitch the pipe cleaner to the mask. For a reference to a blanket stitch, please watch the Kingdom Hearts Papu Fruit video. Now that the nose wire is in place, go ahead and flip your mask inside out. If you notice, your main fabric is shorter than your lining fabric, so I like to sew down the small edge with the back stitch on all 4 corners of the mask. Once the corners are stitched down, we're going to fold the edges over twice to make the canal that the elastic goes through. Pin the folded edge in place. Use the back stitch to sew it down, and remember to hold your face mask with the main fabric up so that the pretty stitches stay on top of the face mask. The back of the face mask won't be seen, so it doesn't matter if the stitches in the back are messy. Do the same on the other side of your face mask. Once those are sewed in, we will take our elastic and sew this into place. If you don't want to sew your elastic, you can always take a safety pin, place it at the end of the elastic, and feed it through the canal of the face mask and tie the ends of your elastic. I like to sew mine in because this way I have more elastic to wrap around my ears. If you choose to do so as well, then you will sew your elastic on all 4 ends and you will be finished with style 1. You can also opt out on using the elastic and you can use a shoelace instead. Feed the shoelace through one of the canals and then pull it across and feed it through the other canal. You can put your head through the loop that is made with the shoelace and then tie the shoelace ends together in the back of your head. This way is my favorite way of tying a face mask because it doesn't hurt my ears. For style 2, you don't need a pattern, just the 2 squares of fabric that are 10 by 10 inches, a pen, an iron, your thread and needle, the pipe cleaner, your pins, and your elastic. Take your fabric and make sure that the wrong sides of the fabric are touching. We won't be flipping this project inside out. Decide which fabric you want on the inside of your mask and what you want on the outside to be. Ask your parent or guardian to help you with the iron. You will be using it to make a crease at the bottom and the top of your face mask. Take your fabric and fold it twice and then iron that down. We're going to pin down our fold so that when we are sewing it stays in place. Remember to always try your best to hide your knots. We are going to use the back stitch to sew the top and the bottom of our face masks. If it helps you, draw your line so that it can guide you while you sew. Once the bottom and the top have been sewed, we will take our pipe cleaner and feed it through one of the canals we created. It doesn't matter which one, as long as you know that that is now the top of your mask, because the wire is to help shape along your nose for a tighter fit. Close the ends of the tube that you put your pipe cleaner through with a few straight through stitches. Now we're going to fold over the sides twice, pin them down, and backstitch along both. When both sides are sewed down, we are going to make pleats. So take your fabric and fold it upwards. You will sew this into place by doing a simple sew through. I didn't do this, but I wish I did. Take your elastic and sandwich it between the fold you just created and sew it into place along with the pleat. Do this to both ends. We are going to make 3 pleats, so repeat this 2 more times after you finish the first one. Now you can stick your elastic at the end of your mask and sew that into place. Do the same with the other side and you're done. Thank you for sewing with me. I hope you have a better understanding of what a back stitch is. Now go out and enjoy your new face mask. Join me next time where I show you guys how to make a mini cheeseburger backpack from Steven Universe. Take care!